Hello everyone. In this video, I will be briefing about understanding the case problem and addressing the manager report part. If you cross check, this case problem is related to time series analysis. So we try to apply time series analysis and we try to understand how the values of sales changed over a period of time, and by understanding the trend in sales we try to predict about the next in upcoming year what could be the value that can be generated as sales by the company. Okay, we also try to calculate sales index, and we try to interpret information related to the sales index. So let me start with the explanation and make sure that you write whatever you write, it should be in a managerial report. It should include introduction to all the questions that are addressed and a conclusion part. And don't forget to add reference at the end. Okay, let me start explaining you the managerial report part. So the first step is like we have collected all the data from the given data sheet, and we included it in our solution sheet. Here you can see that we have taken for 3 years, 36 months, and we have sales value like this. We have plotted all the sales value in the second column. So here the first is one is January and 13 is January. So means every 12 after every 12 months we get January, right? January, February, March, April. Again 13th is January, February, March, April, and 25 is January. Then it is 15. Like you are supposed to remember this because while interpreting these graphs that are generated because of the analysis performed, you need to understand that the sales value here it is started from January, and by the month of the here it is 9, right? 9th is September. The values were low, and by the month of December, the values were observed to be at peak. Every time it is the same. In the month of September, the values were after December, it gradually reduces till the month of January, then it is increasing. Okay, so to understand this, which value represents which month, that should be clearly understood. Okay, here the first one, it represents January, 5 represents May, 10 represents October. In that way you are supposed to understand. Okay, so the first question that was asked in the graph is related to the time series plot. Okay, so let me show you the template, solution template. So this is the solution template. So make sure that you give nice introduction about the time series plots and their importance in decision making and understanding the trends based on the time period. Okay, so you just give a basic 50 to 100 words introduction to the time series analysis and its importance. Then try to give introduction to the case that you are going to analyze. After that, based on the data that is given, we are going to create a time series plot. So based on this question, give you a nice heading here, and under that, beneath that, you just modify this value, modify this graph. You take some alternative color, any color, and you try to give some data that is title that is very much your own. Okay, so maybe time based sales change. So this is what I am giving as my title. You are supposed to give your own title. Okay, I'm just copying this one and pasting it here. So then I will be in. I just want to interpret the graph. Okay, I'm supposed to give interpret the graph, and I'm supposed to explain how the pattern is changing. We can see simply, we can see that when January is started, the sales value is high and it is gradually reducing up to September. During the September, the value is observed to be very low, and after September, drastically the sales value increases in 2 months and it goes to peak. Okay, the same trend is observed over a period of time. For next 3 years, the value is observed to be the same. Okay, so in the month of January, December and January, the value will be high, and during the month of September, the value will be at lower level. Okay, so this is what we can observe. So the trend means it shows that the highest sales is observed in seasonal sales is observed because during the season of October, November, December, the sales value is increasing, and during other seasons, the value is very low. So it's impacted by the seasonality. That should be understood from the graph. Okay. So next, what we do is that we try to perform calculation and we create seasonality index. Then based on the seasonality index, we will be interpreting the graph. Okay. So next graph will be on seasonality index. If you see this section, we have all the values that are calculated, and for the seasonality index, we have created index values, and we can see how it is changing. So it's very much near because of the seasonality index. Also, we can simply say that the values are at a higher level during the month of December and January. You can here, as you can see, it is 1.13 seasonality index, and during the January it is 1.14 and 41 index, 1.27 during the February. So during the months of 11th month, 12th month, first month, and second month or third month, the values are observed to be high at peak. Remaining months, the sales values are very low. So the sales index clearly, seasonality index clearly shows that during winter season, the sales are very high, and during other seasons, the sales value is lower. The sales index also says the same. So you are supposed to modify the graph, and you are supposed to add your own heading to the graph, and copy the graph and paste it here, and interpret the seasonality, how the seasonality is changing, and how seasonality might impact the sales of the beverages. Okay, so that should be understood. In the third question, we remove the seasonality, deseasonalize, and we try to analyze the report. So the third question, we deseasonalized it, and we have the sales values, just the sales values, and based on the sales value, we can see how the value is increasing. So deseasonalizing is calculated, and based on the values, we try to understand. And it is observed that over a period of time, the sales value is increasing from when compared to zero. The first month that we calculated the sales, when we consider it for longer period, if we consider total 36 months after deseasonalizing, the trend is observed to be positive, and the sales value is increasing over a period of time. It shows that the organization is increasing its reputation and increasing its value in the market, and for most of the people, the brand is becoming known. So the sales is increasing year by year. Okay, so when we deseasonalize and consider the whole 36 months, it was observed that the sales value increased over a period of time. Okay, so this is a simple question. Again, you are supposed to copy paste the graph, and you are supposed to give, while making changes, you are supposed to give your own title. And beneath this, under this graph, you are supposed to give explanation, a simple explanation of 50 words or something. Now, using the time series, what we can do, as it was mentioned to you earlier, if time series can be used to understand the trend, and based on the trend, we can calculate future values. We can predict future values. If you take the Excel sheet, so here the question is, we have 36 months data, and using the 36 months data, we are supposed to calculate values for the fourth year from 37th month to 48 months, fourth year, January to February sales value. So by using the analysis, we have created a table. So this is the table that we are supposed to copy and paste it. And this is forecasted value. These are forecasted values for the fourth year. Okay, we just give explanation of how time series plots will be useful in predicting about fourth year data, and how time series is useful, and based on the analysis, what table you identified. So whenever this kind of tables you are copy pasting, my recommendation is that make enough changes to that and take screenshot of that. Okay, here I have four values, right? I will make it 5, 6, 7 or something, some values. And this I don't copy like this. I will just take a print screen of that, and I will keep it screenshot of that one, because most often tables will come under plagiarism. So what I do is I will copy this screenshot, and I will paste it here. Okay. So this is the better way. And already I started giving some basic explanation to time series plot and its applicability in forecasting data. Now based on this we can interpret it. Okay, maybe like simply we can say that after application of time series plots, the values were calculated as it is shown above. Okay, it's very simple. Next, again, see, this is how we calculate using a time series method. Okay, now we are trying to use dummy variable regression approach, and we are forecasting. We are supposed to forecast the values. Again, we speak about dummy variable regression approach, and that we will be introducing here. Next, we use calculations. We already done the calculation, and we calculated time series value. So this value will be copy pasted to the new level. Okay, again, see, if you used 5 decimals in the last section, we'll try to use same here. Okay, I use 5 decimals here. I'm taking a print screen of this one, pasted it, and I will take a screenshot of this one. So this is always the best approach. Okay, whenever you are copying and pasting something onto your report, you try to take a screenshot of that. Okay, rather than taking direct copy paste. Okay, so for this question, as it was mentioned, you try to give brief on dummy variable regression approach, what it is and how it will be helpful in generating predictions. Now, by applying the same, the following prediction were made for fourth year, and this is the fourth year prediction. Okay, so now after that, the sixth question speaks about. It was asked that if the January sales value is 295, what could be the forecast error? Okay, so we know that based on the regression analysis, dummy variable regression analysis, the sales value is 262. If the actual value is 295, the error will become 32.6667. Okay, so this is the error. Okay, so we mentioned that the error will be 32.065 for the sixth question. You try to give a nice heading for this question. See, I'm telling you once again, never keep questions as it is. You try to give some basic side heading based on your knowledge. According to the question, you are supposed to frame a nice heading. All right. So make sure that you framed it. So here the error is 290 to 32 because it is 6262 now. So it will be like approximately 32 point something. Okay, so there exists error and the difference is already explained. Next question is, what can you do to resolve her uncertainty in forecasting procedure? So you can simply do some kind of research related to how to handle uncertainty in forecasting, time series forecasting procedure. So based on that, you can provide some good insights related to that. Okay, do some internet research and find how uncertainty in forecasting can be handled. Okay, you just try to discuss about that and then finally conclude your report. Okay, about your measure, like about time series plot and what calculations you made, how it impacted, how the calculations changed, all those things you can discuss in your own work. Showing pictures that okay match. Okay, that is one part, and don't forget to add reference. This is very important. Adding reference is very important. Okay, this is all about your template and explanation on case problem. Please make sure that you provide appropriate interpretation of results and make sure that you add right data in the document. All right. All the best, team. Thank you.